I've experimented so much in this self-portrait that there is no saturation in the colors anymore. And the paper cannot absorb any more watercolor or anything, you know. Experimentation is the way to get where you need to get, or where you want to get in art. And it's not like experimenting like random stuff. I'm talking about experimenting within whatever materials you use. For example, here I was trying to finish the drawing with color pencils, and that didn't work out because this paper is for watercolor, so it's very textured. And when I tried to finish the face with color pencils, it got like so textured that I was hating it. But my color pencils are watercolor. Like, you know, if you put water, you can mix them and make them into paint, like watercolor. So I was like, okay, so maybe I'll like this more if I try to mix that, like the colors, and try to make it less texturized, something like that, you know. So I didn't know, like it was unknown to me if it would work out or not. And the thing with my self-portraits is that intentionally I experiment on them as much as I can. Like I use them to express myself and try new things and learn and experience, you know, to get somewhere that it's unknown to me. So this is what I did here. Like I was experimenting so much that I really loved how it turned out. And actually, like if I just looked at it, I would be like, okay, I don't like that, because, you know, the face is really like kind of like a dark green with no saturation, and like this yellow that is like, I don't know, I just thought it was weird. But the process showed me that this is like gold. Like this is so important and precious, because I learned so much making this drawing, this paint. And it's a self-portrait, so, you know, it was something for me. And I found out that this is why I make self-portraits, because like once in a while I have to experiment like with no limits. You know, I cannot just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And, you know, like I don't expect me to get better if I'm not trying new things. Like I learned so much about materials doing this. I learned that I cannot finish a face with color pencils in this paper. So this is why I am making this one. This is going to be, there's going to be a face here. I'm going to do it later. But it says, deixa a sua luz brilhar e ser muito tranquilo. And it means let your light shine and be tranquil. You know, it's a phrase from a song. And here's gonna be the singer's face. His name is Milton Nascimento. He's very well known here in Brazil. He's really old now and he's awesome. Like his whole career, it's amazing, fantastic. So I'm actually going to do this and make it into prints so I can sell them, like copies of it. So I'm trying things, you know, because this is not a commission. So I can, you know, I don't need to finish by the weekend or something like that. So I'm really okay about it. Like if it doesn't work out, I'll just try a new one, and, you know, but I'm using like a regular paper. It's kind of like thicker, but it's still like a no textured paper, because I want to make his face with color pencils. So what I tried here and didn't work out, I'm gonna try in this paper. And I try to use watercolors here, because like this paper is not for watercolor, so it doesn't mix well. So I cannot make his face with watercolor because it's not gonna turn out good. So I know that his face has to be color pencils. And here I was trying out the watercolor, and I think it turned out okay. And I used a color pencil on top too. But I'm just trying things out, you know. And probably I'm gonna finish this, but like this week. So next week's video, I'll show you the results. I'm really excited about this actually, because this kind of like psychedelic stuff, it's what caught my attention when I was in college, and I really enjoyed seeing images like this, and I was never able to put my mind to make them. Like I didn't believe that I was able to create something like that. So now I'm really like impressed by myself, because I'm not holding nothing back. Like I'm not trying to prove to myself that I can do it. I'm just doing it, you know? So I'm experimenting. Like this phrase that I used in the title, don't be a perfectionist, be an alchemist. It's like something that I'm thinking so much the last month or so. Because alchemists, they mix things to see what happens. And through that, they create amazing medications and potions and things. So being a perfectionist, like how can you, okay, so if I need to know the end result, how am I going to, you know, like it doesn't make sense. Like I don't know the end result of whatever I'm doing. I don't. And this is how I'll get better, because the unknown is awesome. Like it's awesome to leave this point and then you get to another point where you know nothing about, and then you're just like surprised and you're like processing it. It's like refreshing, it's new. You get further in your art and your processes. Your brain make connections that didn't exist prior to that experimentation. And as the result, like the end result is that everyone benefits from it, because I'm sure that just like I was so excited about seeing artwork like this when I was in college, like when I was 19, 20 years old, and now like 10 years later, I'm creating things that are like that. I'm just like, I'm sure there's people that are still afraid of the unknown, but I know that the unknown is what we should be looking for, because the unknown is creativity. Like just be creative, you know, like just try out new things. Like this too, this purple stuff that I used around every letter, it's something that I bought like years ago. This marker I bought like, I don't know, maybe like over 10 years ago. I think I was in college when I bought that, and I never used it because I was like, how am I gonna use this? And then I never did. It was like forgotten for years. And then now I was just like looking at it and I was like, okay, now is the time. And I just used it and it looks great. Like, you know, so like what if we don't let pass like that, let things pass? You know, like actually like all my materials are so old, like my watercolors, my paper, like this paper that I'm using for my portraits and everything. Here too, like it's the same paper. Those papers are from my graduation in college. It was in 2016. It's the same paper. I bought it for this. Okay, so this paper is the same paper as this that I'm using now. I think it's so funny. Like everything I have is like old. So I do need to go get more materials. Like I'm starting to see that I should be thinking about what I'm gonna get. You know, like I want a white marker so I can make like details on my art stuff. I need to get more paper, so I'm trying out this paper because this paper too is so old. Like I found a bunch of them actually, like it was also like forgotten, you know. So I'm trying out this one, and I really want to, you know, like try out things. I was actually wanting to buy a canvas, but then to buy a canvas to try out stuff, I would need to buy paint for the canvas, like acrylics or oil painting. And I was like, okay, I need to think about it, you know, like make a list and whatever. Maybe it's not the time because I'm experimenting so much right now with the material I already have. So I'll think about that later. But, you know, like I'm just so excited about being experimental. And also, like, I've been documenting all my processes while I draw, and, you know, I'm posting it on Instagram. I should be posting it on TikTok too, but I don't know, I'm not ready yet because I'm already dealing with so many platforms, like so many social media, that I'm just like tired to even think about TikTok. But yeah, so I'm documenting all my drawings and stuff, and I'm posting videos on Instagram. And it's frustrating because, like, to document everything, it takes me a while, you know, like I have to, you know, like the whole scene, like I have to get the light right, and then I have to draw under the light, and it kind of like, it's not really good, you know, like I have to be kind of like, you know, so it's like hard to have a good result, and it pisses me off when I do something wrong because of my position, because I'm with the light, so it's kind of hard, but it is what it is. Like I have to document whatever I'm doing. Like it's my mission. It's my mission, and I'm not abandoning my mission because of, you know, anything. So yeah, and then I go through like everything I have to just get it right, like the videos and everything, and then I edit them, and then I post them, and then there's like 5 likes. And I'm just like, okay. Here on YouTube is like, nobody sees the video. And I'm like, okay, like I'm not even going to look, like I'm not even analyzing anything, you know. But sometimes when I'm gonna post a video, it shows like already like how many views my videos had, and, you know, stuff like that, like without me searching for it. So I know kind of like what's going on. But like it could frustrate me and make me give up, but I'm not letting that go on my way, because I think that I'm old enough to don't let that bother me to the point where I give up on my dreams because people are not paying attention, because I'm just starting. And if I've done this when I was 20, when I graduated, like 22, I know that maybe I would have gave up when I saw that people were not paying attention to whatever I was doing, you know, because it's like the ego thing. Like, am I bothering someone? Am I being too much? Like, you know, like, is my content like not good enough? It's stuff like that, you know. It's just like, it's even like, it's it's so annoying to think about this stuff, because it doesn't matter, you know. It doesn't matter. Like, the world is full of people, and whatever you do, there's going to be people that will appreciate what you're doing. You just have to put it out there and wait for these people to show up. And this is like my mindset right now, you know, after like 9 years that I abandoned myself, and now I'm picking it up. You know, if this is the first video you're watching, I'm back to my art, like this stuff that I just showed you, since January this year, since January 2025. And now it's May, beginning of May. And I'm posting every day. I'm making these videos every week, documenting my process. And I really want to get somewhere with this. And I hope it's somewhere I don't know yet, because whatever I know already is not what I want, because I already have that. You know what I mean? Like, this is why experimentation is so important. This is why perfectionism, it's like so lame, boring, and doesn't make sense. It doesn't exist. Like, perfectionism is just something that was created to fuck up our minds. That's the truth. Like, perfect body doesn't exist. Perfect art doesn't exist. Anything that is perfect doesn't exist. Even in nature, nature is not perfect. Like, if you look at an animal, their patterns are not perfect. Even if the animal is like half and half, like is split in the middle, like the same, like it looks so similar, one half to the other, it's not. Because nothing is perfect in nature. You know, like perfectionism, it's just something created by society. Like, it's awful. So we have to let that go. And when I say be an alchemist, is like, alchemists were actually the first doctors and first, you know, like medicine. Like, I don't know, picking up plants and trying things with those plants, and then finding out that that plant could heal you, could cure something. You know, like, it's amazing. Like, extracting oil from plants, extracting color from plants, and from, I don't know, trying things and finding out purpose for those things, because we can create different and awesome things at the same time, like different from everyone else, and they can be awesome. But what's interesting about that is that it's not the same. You know, you're gonna create something new. The more you experiment, the more you push yourself to experiment and leave perfectionism and frustration about, oh, not like nobody's watching what I'm doing, like nobody's really paying attention, or, you know, they don't care. Like, leave that behind and experiment and document that. Like, it's so important to document the process. Like, I'm finding that really interesting to be documenting the process, because I'm showing that to people, yes, but I'm also seeing, you know, like talking about it, and then by doing that, I go inside my own mind. Like, I go inside my materials. Like, I'm, you know, like I'm experimenting so many materials, and materials that are old and that are not expensive. Like, my materials are cheap stuff. This paper was not cheap, but because it was a paper that I used for my graduation project, you know, but like, most of my materials are cheap. Like, I don't use expensive ink. I don't use expensive watercolor. And it bothers me sometimes, because I know that if I had a really expensive and good material, like watercolors and, I don't know, color pencils, I would be like so satisfied with the result. But also, I am already satisfied, you know? And people that are looking at your stuff, they're not thinking about like, oh, it's not good enough because the material was not that expensive, you know. So just get what you have and do what you need to do to get whatever you want to get. And if it's an unknown place, even better. So I finished this drawing. It was that. And I really thought I wasn't going to be able to, because I entered a burnout state and I was just like ruined for 2 weeks and I was hating everything. And then I was looking at this drawing and I was like, I need to start over. But then after I was getting better already, oh, this is also why I didn't post a video last week, because I was going through that process of like recovering from my burnout, from being burnt out. So, but now I'm already like, I think fully recovered since like yesterday. And I was able to finish it and like it actually. So yeah, I really hope you're experimenting. I really hope you document your experimentations and tell me in the comments what you do, who are you, and stuff like that. And if you want to see my drawings and some of my short videos where I document me drawing and doing this stuff, go to my Instagram. And actually too, I did my website again. So my website is now updated. So you're gonna find new stuff there. And I'll see you next week. Bye.